Belarusian companies. Thank you very much for everyone for your intention to participate. But first of all, for your intention to develop our relationship. Thank you very much for everyone for your and I'm sure that everyone here in Belarus and Cuba know that between our countries, countries, and people that there is a great sympathy. You know that between our potential in the sphere of the economy, trade, and commercial relations, there is a great and the mission of the Chamber of Commerce. Both our chambers in Cuba and Belarus to support cooperation, our businesses, our companies, and to create a new project in Belarus, to establish a new relationship, and of course, its intention, not only the chambers, it's also intention to establish our country and our leadership, the main political figures here in Belarus and Cuba, and of course, as I mentioned, we have the big potential, but our turnover remains quite modest, and we have a lot of possibilities to develop our big potential, especially in the sphere of the pharmaceutical, IT, agriculture, industry, machinery, and we must do it, especially very agri global level. And I would like to express our appreciation also His Excellency ambassadors of Republic in Belarus, our ambassador in Havana, ambassador of the Republic of Belarus, and also ambassador of Republic of Cuba here in Belarus. So that's also very important that we have support and diplomatic level, and in spite of all obstacles what we are having at the global level, in spite of the long distance between two countries, I'm sure that we can do very serious results together to support each other on the basis of the mutual economic, trade, commercial interests, on the basis of our sympathy between two people, Belarusian people and Cuba people. So, and also my appreciation to our partner Chamber of Commerce, Republic of Belarus, and I would like also to invite to the microphone the president of the chamber, Mr. Antonio Caricarte Corona. Buenos días, querido presidente, gracias por tu participación. Te invito al micrófono. Buenos días, querido presidente.
Спасибо. Добрый день for Belarus and добрый утро for Cuba. Good morning, everyone. His Excellency Vladimir Uilovich, Chairman of the Belarusian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Ambassador Juan Valdez, Ambassador Valery Baranovsky. Thank you all the participants in this for the meeting. It's a great honor for the Chamber of Commerce of Cuba to hold this virtual meeting of collaboration with the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Belarus in the context, two important contexts. First of all, the visit to Cuba of His Excellency Mr. Victor Chairman. Scientific and economic relation that is being held now in Cuba with the presence of the Minister Sergei Glaziev and the Vice Prime Minister Ricardo Cabrisa, with the presence of under the current international panorama marked by the COVID-19 pandemic and its serious economic and social consequences. Cuba continues to hold its development national program, and as part of this program, the export and the foreign investment are very important. They are key factors. And we would like to highlight that this national program is being implemented despite the strengthening of the blockade of the United States, and I avail the opportunity to thank the Belarus authority for its permanent support of Cuba against these unhuman instruments. As the Chamber of Commerce, we play a very important role in the promotion and growth of economic and commercial relations. To exchange and identify the new economic, commercial, and investment potential and opportunity between Cuba and Belarus. And in this regard, we would like to regard the role played by Belarus, one of the most important companies in the trade between Cuba and Belarus that is participating in this important event. From our perspective, and I agree totally with the words expressed by the President of the Chamber of Belarus, we see as the key role in bilateral relations, the renewable energy, biotechnology and pharmaceutical, agriculture and agribusiness, and the later one because Belarus is a well-known country for the production and crucial sector of common interest. Also, we would like to highlight the role that tourism will have to play in our bilateral relations. Belarus also have experience and Cuba needs opportunity in this important sector. Dear Mr. Vladimir Evgenievich and distinguished ambassador, this event is an important step not only to approach the two chambers, but also towards the achievement of our common goal of increasing, expanding, and diversifying economic and commercial relations between Cuba and Belarus for the benefit of the economy of both countries. At the present time, we are preparing our plan for 2022. And for us, it will be very stimulating to receive information about the trade events that will be held virtual or face-to-face in your country next year. The situation of the pandemic leads us to seek new ways, and I think this is an example looking for a new alternative to keep contact and to enhance promotion of the activity of our entrepreneurs. And in this context, I would like to announce a trade mission that we are going to make in the next year to Belarus. Probably in September, we are going to organize with you, but this is a decision to make a trade mission to Belarus the next year. We were planning to do in 2020, but unfortunately, due to the restriction of the epidemic, we have to postpone. We announced, and we are glad to announce that we're going to realize in the September next year. Today, Cuba reaches 83%
sentido, esperamos que esta videoconferencia también nos permita echar un vistazo realista a las perspectivas de las relaciones y determinar las principales vías de avance.
За время пандемии очень многое оказалось упущенным или потеряло актуальность. Поэтому нам нужно провести ревизию наших планов и задумок. В этой связи мы рассчитываем, что и эта видеоконференция позволит нам реально взглянуть на перспективы отношений, определить основные направления движения вперед.
A pesar del gran interés de ambas partes en la implementación de muchos proyectos conjuntos, por desgracia, en años 20, volumen 18, 20, el volumen del comercio exterior disminuyó notablemente. La situación se corrigió un poco en este año. El volumen de comercio de enero a octubre accedió a más de 13 millones. Comenzaron las entregas de tractores a Cuba. Sin embargo, esto es mínimo que podemos hacer.
Несмотря на высокий интерес обеих сторон к реализации многих совместных проектов, к сожалению, в 18-20-х годах объем двусторонней торговли существенно снизился. Ситуация немного исправилась в 2021 году. Так, товарооборот в январе-октябре 2021 года составил $13,2 миллиона. Начались поставки тракторов. Однако это минимум того, что мы можем сделать.
Belarús y Cuba actualmente se encuentran en un periodo difícil desde el punto de vista político de sanciones y presiones que tienen graves repercusiones en el desarrollo económico de nuestros estados.
Республика Куба и Республика Беларусь проходят в настоящее время непростой с политической точки зрения период санкций и давления, что оказывает серьезное влияние на экономическое развитие государств.
Por lo tanto, es muy importante para todos nosotros mantener y desarrollar contactos comerciales bilaterales regulares para trazar e implementar proyectos de beneficio importante para el bien de los pueblos de los dos estados.
Поэтому для нас всех крайне важно поддерживать и регулярные двусторонние торговые контакты, наметить и реализовывать взаимовыгодные проекты на благо народов и государств.
Gracias por su atención y deseo trabajo productivo a todos.
Спасибо за внимание и продуктивной всем работы. Взаимовыгодные проекты на благо народов и государств.
Gracias, Excellencia. Thank you very much. Спасибо большое, Валерий Валерьевич. As I mentioned also, for us it's a great pleasure that His Excellency Ambassador of Republic of Cuba together with us. And es un gran honor invitar al embajador de la República de Cuba a dar la bienvenida a los participantes, señor Juan Valdés Figueroa. Your Excellency, please.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm very sorry that maybe the video is not working.
Your Excellency,
Yes, first of all, I would like to express our warmest congratulations to Pavel Evgeny Semeniuk, CEO of Belarus Holding, because today they are celebrating the 25th anniversary of this funding. We have just come from participating in the celebration in Minsk with the workers of that large company. During the last years, the Belarus Holding has been relevant for the bilateral economic and commercial relations between Cuba and Belarus. We are making plans with Belarus for a good commercial exchange for the next year after the recent signing by President Lukashenko decree for the importation to Belarus of Cuban medicine, and that is very good news. Vladimir Ulahovich, Antonio Caricarte, Valery Baranovsky, dear ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor for us to participate with you in this online forum. There are many points in common that unite Belarus and Cuba. I will refer some more distinct points. I would like to say our history. Not all countries can claim the long time that they have collaborated together. Cuba and Belarus can affirm that have a long collaboration and trade of more than 6 decades. Furthermore, Cuba was one of the first countries to recognize Belarus as an independent country. In April 2022, it will be 30 years since the establishment of our diplomatic relations. That is why the first thing I want to emphasize is that our relationship is half maturity, like a good aged wine. Second, our friendship. Cuba's relationship with Belarus is not circumstantial. Our relationship is fraternal. Even being part of the Soviet Union, we remember that the historical visit to Minsk of the leader of the human revolution, Fidel Castro, and the popular reception in the street of Minsk in 1972, accompanied by Piotr Mashero. We also recall the visits of the president of Belarus, Alexander Lukashenko, to Cuba, and the official visit of President Miguel Díaz-Canel to Belarus in October 2019, when he was warmly received and important strategic agreements were adopted, including a bilateral plan of action. Third, our economic compatibility. For more than half a century, in different circumstances, Belarusian and Cuban companies have shown that our economies of both countries are compatible. For many decades, Cuba imported Belarusian products such as tractors, truck transport, agricultural and refrigeration equipment, fertilizer, and food products. Belarusians have also consumed Cuban products such as sugar and refrigeration, tobacco, rum, nickel, tourism, biotechnological products. In the coming years, I believe that products with high added value, tobacco, science, and technology will become of greater importance in our collaboration, for which Cuba and Belarus have shown great potential. Will support our common perspective, even geographically distant sides are our strengths. We can be respected in both hemispheres. We aspire to continue strengthening the participation of Cuba as an observer state of the Eurasian Economic Union, in which context other strengths are also open that are extensive for our bilateral relations. In which context other strengths are also our common social project. Cuba and Belarus are countries in constant economic exchange, trying to strengthen their respective economies to benefit the people. Our common social project, social objectives, which are another point in common, trying to the economic commercial achievements of our cooperation serve our social objective. That is an important shared value. Dear friends, in the context that we have described above, allow me to express to you my assurance that we will succeed together and hope that our countries will make a way forward amid the difficulties inherent in the times we are going through. Together we will overcome blockades and eternal sanctions. Cuba and Belarus have enough experience of resistance and resilience. We really welcome the virtual meeting between Chamber of Commerce of one more step.
For us, it's a pleasure to have the special speaker, special referent in this sphere from our Ministry for Agriculture and Food. For us, it's Mr. Valery Bogdanovsky, head of the International Cooperation Department of our Ministry of Agriculture and Food. Valery, пожалуйста, прошу вас. Bogdanovsky, head of the International Cooperation Department.
Excellencies, first of all, I would like to thank the Chamber of Belarus of the Republic of Cuba for organizing this online meeting and for the possibility to present the short presentation concerning the agricultural sector of the Republic of Belarus. And just a moment, let me show you the presentation concerning the agricultural agricultural center for the Republic of Belarus. Okay, just a moment, let me show you the presentation concerning the agricultural center for the Republic of Belarus. Okay, just a moment, let me show you the presentation concerning the agricultural center for the Republic of Belarus. Okay, just a moment, let me show you just a moment. Concerning the agricultural center for the Republic of Belarus. Okay, just a moment, let me show just a moment. Okay, now I'm ready. Agriculture sector of the Republic of Belarus plays a very important role in the economy of our country, both from economic and from social point of view. The Republic of Belarus more than 7% of total amount of workers engaged in the real sector of economy and from work in agriculture point of view. The share of agricultural lands amount of 88% of all agricultural lands is share of agricultural organizations of the Republic of Belarus. And the contribution of agriculture 8% of the total agriculture GDP of the country is agriculture more than 7 of the Republic of more than 20%. And the contribution of agriculture to the production of agricultural products per capita in our country corresponds to the level of the most developed countries, and in many positions such as production of potato, sugar beet, meat and milk exceeds the figures achieved in other CIS countries. Production of we fully provide the food security in our country. For example, the level of self-sufficiency in provide food security in our country. In milk products exceeds our need in 2.4 times, and for meat in 2.3 times. In global ratings of the food security in 2020, the Republic of Belarus has been raised from 36th position in 23rd position among the 113 countries of the world. Republic of Belarus, as I mentioned, Belarus fully provides itself with food and also has very substantial export potential. Export of agricultural products and foodstuffs in 2020 amounted to $5.8 billion US dollars, an increase almost 30% in comparison with 2015 and more than 4% to the level of 2019. For the 10 months of current year, export of foodstuffs amounted to $5.8 billion US dollars already, which is 14% higher of the same period of 2020. The structure of the export of agricultural products you can see in this slide. The structure of the around 42% of total share is dairy products and milk. 16.8% falls to meat products and 6% is to fish products and other goods. 16.8%. Agriculture of the Republic of Belarus has very developed animal husbandry, and the sector of dairy cattle we produce more than 50% of agricultural products of all countries, and this is one of the substantial export potential of agro-industrial complex of our country. Export of dairy products in 2020 reached a volume of $2.4 billion US dollars, which is amounted to 62% of total production and 42% of total export of food in our country. Export structure of dairy products in 2020 you can see in this slide. The biggest share of export falls to the export of cheeses with a share of 44% of total volume of export of dairy products. Second, third, and fourth position occupies butter, powder milk, and whole milk products. Geography of export of dairy products in 2020 consists of 58 countries of the world. Belarus traditionally is among big five leaders of the world in terms of export of dairy products. Thus, in export of butter and whey powder, our country occupies third position of the world rating. And as in terms of export of cheeses and curd, the first position, and skimmed powder milk, the first position in the world. In terms of export of cheeses and curd, the meat production and beef farming also plays substantial role in strengthening of agrarian economy of our country. And meat processing branch is one of the priority and export-oriented sectors of the economy of the Republic of Belarus, which is determined by high value of meat products in the total nutrition of the population. The share of export in production of meat products is around 32%. In 2020, the Belarusian export of meat and meat products was amounted to around $1 billion and shown a growth of almost 5% to the same level of 2019. In the structure of export of meat products, the main share falls to the export of beef. It's more than 50%, poultry 30%, and also sausage products around 10%. The geography of export of meat products in 2020 consists of 24 countries of the world, around 10%. The geography in terms of in 2020 consists of in terms of our share of in terms of top 20, Belarus is occupies ninth place in the world rating of exporters of chilled beef and 12th position in the terms of export of poultry meat. And now I would like to draw your attention to the cooperation in agricultural sphere between our two friendly countries. Despite all distance between the Republic of Belarus and Republic of Cuba, we regard your country as among our very crucial trade partners. And for 10 months of this year, export of Belarusian agricultural products to the Republic of Cuba amounted to $1.5 million. The main position of our export is dry milk, dry whole milk, and dry skimmed milk. In our ministry, we analyzed the import of some types of agricultural products to Cuba in 2020. And this slide shows you those positions which will be might be very interested to Cuba to be imported from the Republic of Belarus. Since both our countries experience sanctions and pressure from United States and the European Union, I think it's a proper time for both of our friendly countries to combine our efforts and to exchange our mutual turnover of agricultural products and agricultural raw materials in order to increase our mutual turnover. And in conclusion of my short presentation, I would like to thank everybody for your attention, and express hope to the fruitful cooperation with Cuban partners. Thank you very much, Your Excellencies, all participants, for your attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Valery, for your presentation. Unfortunately, it was with some technical problems because we saw only the first page of your presentation. What I can promise that we will send your presentation to our colleagues and friends in Cuba and ask our friends to distribute your presentation because in the case of the food products and agriculture sector, we can say that two countries have the complementary economic relationship and a big potential for developing it. Thank you. Anyway, thank you very much for your participation, Valerie, and for your presentation. I would like to inform all our participants that our meeting it's quite important for the business society. From Belarus inside, already registered over than 50 Belarusian companies, representative of different sectors of economy, logistic, transport, machinery, agriculture, pharmaceutical. And one of the barrier, one of the problem between our countries, between business society, sometimes it's a lack of the real information, real potential information concerning the business climate, business conditions, and the modern situation. To delete this deficit. And now that will be opportunity to see the director of the International Relations Division of the Chamber of Commerce of Cuba, Celia Labora Rodriguez, for your participation. And I would like to invite you to the microphone.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you for your kind words and for this opportunity to exchange with you and also my president and the distinguished ambassadors from both countries for this opportunity to talk about the possibilities of the exchange, economic and in trade and investment opportunities in both countries. First of all, dear colleagues, I would like to draw your attention to the international economic scenario, because as all of us know, Belarus and Cuba has traditional relations, not only political relations, but economic relations. But we are facing a new scenario, a new international scenario, and also a new national scenarios. In the international sphere, for example, we are facing, please the presentation.
Dear Cecilia, unfortunately, please check your microphone.
Okay, I am checking my
Okay, now it's
Dear President, do you hear me?
yes, now yes.
Okay. I was saying that in the international scenario, Cuba is also facing the blockade imposed by the US government that has been imposed in the last years by more than 240 measures. And I think that perhaps 2020 and 2021 has been the toughest years of our country in recent decades. In the presentation, there has been the measures applied by the US government, like the activation of Title III of Helms-Burton Act and sanctions on companies and individuals, and also the effect of COVID-19 pandemic. But Cuba has not stopped. The government of Cuba has been working very hard, and there is progress in the process of updating the social economic model. There are new guidelines of the economic and social policy of the party and the revolution. The National Plan for Economic and Social Development until 2013 and 30 have been approved. Economic and social strategy for boosting the economic and confronting the world crisis caused by COVID-19, and also in the improvement of our national plan as the main component of our socialist system. I would like also to share with you some of the transformations to make Cuban social model prosperous, efficient, and sustainable. The government has approved new export incentive for the Cuban enterprises. There is a territorial development policy making the provinces and the municipios more active in the economic life. The action on the non-state sector, small and medium enterprise, we call pymes, MIPYMES, have created more than 3,000 jobs for Cuban people. There are new monetary regulations, also the increasing of IT use through our society, one of the more important actions that the government is taking at the present time. The importance of the foreign investment has been greater in this year as a crucial element for the recovery of the economy. We are diversifying our economic relations to avoid the dependence on a single market. The promotion of trade, finance, investment, and cooperation exchange is being in due course. Integration of the Cuban goods and service into global value chains is another of the main actions that the economy is taking in this moment. Then, what is the business environment in Cuba? Well, as you know, we have a legal and transparent framework. Research and innovation policies has been deepened. The institutions like Chamber of Commerce of Cuba and ProCuba are in the disposition to support and to accompany the foreign and Cuban enterprises, also infrastructure. We have more than 60,000 roadways and more than 8 kilometers of rail lines. So we are in a very good disposition for business and also for investment. In the general market facilities, there are more than 10 international airports and 32 commercial ports, As you know, we are an island, so we depend for our trade. We depend on the goods that comes through ports or through airports. Also, I would like to underline the diplomatic relations that Cuba has with more than 180 countries. In Latin American and Caribbean region, we have signed more than 20 multilateral and bilateral economic agreements that give preferential treatment to goods from Cuba and from Belarus. So we have to take this situation in mind when the enterprises are making their negotiations. Also, in my presentation, I am not going to point out one by one, but there are more than 340 goods and services that are produced and exported by more than 70 Cuban enterprises. It is very important to enter in the Cuban market to know about the trade regulations. And I would like to underline the website of BUSE. This is the one-stop shop portal for trade facilitation that is very easy to enter and to know about those measures that has been applied in the Cuban trade. There is a new decree for the companies that would like to have an office in Cuba. So there is the Decree 32 of this year that if you want to open a representative office or a branch, you can draw your attention to this decree. And if you have any question, we in the Chamber of Commerce can support and can accompany you to make all the procedures in this sense. Foreign investment, as I stated before, is a crucial element in our economy. So in the website that is in our presentation are the opportunities to see the main sectors that we are promoting for investment, for foreign attracting investors from foreign countries, especially from Belarus. The strategic sectors that we are promoting are food production. So as you, Mr. President, stated before, agriculture is a strong sector in your country, and we need your cooperation not only for business, but for increase the food for our population, the production of our food production in Cuba. Tourism. Tourism is a crucial sector in our economy. Energy, we need to change the metrics, the energy metrics in our country. Taking, for example, in 2030, around 24% of energy produced by renewable energy. Industry is another prioritized sector, and mining, of course, is very important also. At the end of 2020, Belarus was in the position 28 of the global trade relations of Cuba with Europe and the 62 with the countries of the world. But I think that with these new opportunities and with this exchange that we would like to continue and to promote, Belarus and Cuba will continue going more, having more trade and opportunities, not only in trade, but also an investment. The imported products that we have from Belarus are tractors, trailers, semi-trailers, engines, and others. And Cuba, as you mentioned before, we export biotechnological products, biopharmaceutical, rum, the Cuban rum that we know that you appreciate it very much, fresh fruits, natural products that are excellent and has a potential in the Belarus market, chocolate products also, and handicrafts, craft, furniture, and others. And in the service sector, we consider that there are many opportunities in the health service at the border, professional and technical assistance abroad, and academic services. Also, postgrad studies. In the case of tourism, not only sun and beach, but also natural, cultural, and tourist circuits, and corporate tourism, specialists in all sports disciplines and others. And finally, we, as my president said before, 83% of Cuban population has been vaccinated with Cuban vaccines. So we are proud to, in this scenario that we are facing, Cuba is here, our population is healthy, and the expectancy of life in our country is almost 80 years. So thank you, Mr. President, for this opportunity. Thank you for exchange these ideas, and we will send also the presentation to your chamber to continue this exercise. Have a nice day. Dobre utra. Pérez. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Before you get more, I would like to present, because we haven't done, a very high expert for Belarus, Santiago Perez, which is also with us and have a large experience that could help to enhance the relation between both countries. He's here with us at our right.
Please.
Thank you very much, President. Thank you very much, President. Thank you very much for the entrepreneurs that are here in us and also officials. It's a great honor for me to be invited here and to think, as you are doing, so great potential we have in our relationship. I would also like to stress the political will to do that, but also it's very important to think, any of us, in terms of concrete. projects to enhance our relationship. Thank you very much again.
Thank you very much. And also I would like to express our appreciation to Celia. Thank you very much for your presentation, for your practical information. So as I mentioned previously, and everyone know that about the outstanding achievements of Cuba in the sphere of the medicine and pharmaceutical. And this direction of cooperation is very perspective. And of course, it's for us it's a big opportunity that we have here in the list of our speakers, Dr. Eddie Padron, commercial specialist of Cuba Medical Service Company. And Dr. Padron, allow me to invite you to microphone.